friends! Today our mini circus crew is getting 3 brand new clay characters and they're going to need a home. If you saw my last video, you know I found these original childhood sculptures in an old trinket box, but today we're expanding the family. The first character is going to be based on a circus tent. I'm trying to give these circus characters the same weird, whimsical vibe the originals had. It was a fun exercise for my imagination, and I think the first one ended up matching that childhood vibe. For this next one, I want to make it a bit more wacky. I start by rolling out a clay snake and basically just twist it in a funny way. I'm using air dry clay, by the way. This ends up being a major mistake, so stick around for that. But for now, the thought was that air dry clay was somehow simpler than polymer clay, which is how the originals were made. You have to bake polymer clay in order for it to harden versus just letting it air out. You can see he started to slump, so I needed to lay him on his side to dry. This last one is the silliest of the 3. I made a small ball, then another clay snake, and I basically just gave this one a couple twisty arms of different lengths. I loved coming up with this and channeling my inner child because I normally would never make something this random. By the way, I haven't named these characters yet, so go ahead and pop any name ideas in the comments now, or maybe wait until I get to painting them in case any names don't come to mind right away. The sculpting is done and now I just need to wait for them to dry. We'll start prepping their new home while we wait. To build their home, I'm taking apart this old Shadowbox so I can decorate the inside to match their styles. I can't take credit for this wonderful idea though. It was actually a subscriber's and I just thought it was a really great way to get them out of storage and onto display. Thanks Tarasina Blue. Since these frames are black, I of course need to prime them with some gesso to give the paint any hope of sticking. Maybe I should have sanded them beforehand, but I just don't have the patience for that. This is not the fun part though, so let's skip ahead. Speaking of fun, we're going to repurpose this old pizza box here to make some shelves to put in the shadow box. I love to repurpose when I can, and eating pizza is also pretty fun. Anyways, the idea here is to cut the cardboard down to the width of the shadow box so that they can fit exactly inside the box. This will help use some vertical space to display my mini characters on. I created a rough mock-up that you can see here, so I'll be making 4 shelves. You can see here that I used the inner piece of the frame as my measurement, and I cut each side to that length. I doubled up the cardboard to make it stronger. I also test out one of my larger pieces to make sure that the scale was right, and then move forward with creating 3 more. I decided against using wood for the shelves because I just don't have a way to cut any pieces to exactly the size that I need, and I also didn't want to have to go buy anything else since I had this pizza box on hand already. And pro tip, if you want a thicker surface like this to fold where you want it to, score it by gently running a pin or a knife where you want the fold to be before bending it over. Now I just glue them together and use these clips to hold them together overnight. My new characters have been hanging out with their friends to dry, and now they are excited to get their colors. Even though they are white, I still want to prime them a pure white since this air dry clay is pretty porous and can absorb any extra wetness and become brittle. And whoops, that's exactly what I was worried about. Using air dry clay was not the right call, but I'm in denial at this point and just use the gesso as glue and continue forward. After I thought about it more, I realized that it didn't make sense to keep working on these tiny little characters when they're already falling apart. So I'm going to remake them with polymer clay this time. I got this neat little kit with lots of different colors for Christmas, but today I'll just use the white. Maybe in the future I'll use some of the other colors. This clay requires a lot more kneading to soften than the air dry clay, but I get right to it. Yay, round 2 is done. Time to pop these into the oven. So, bad news. I already broke this one again, and the other arm got all droopy in the oven, and this one is leaning over so bad. I'm gonna need to make these again and add some reinforcements. If you're liking these silly shenanigans, feel free to give me a like and subscribe so that I can keep on making these mistakes, for entertainment purposes, of course. This one required a whole aluminum foil bed. While those bake and cool down, let's take a break and finally get to some painting. I'm sticking to the same limited color palette as the characters, so I'm only using red, blue, and yellow. Speaking of yellow, this perfect color I picked up from a yard sale is completely dried out. I tried again and nope, this one is horrible. It's so neon. Okay, third time's the charm? Not really, this one's way too orange, but I tried to convince myself it wasn't and went forward with using it for now. Back to the blue. It needs at least 2 more coats than any other color. See, even after this second coat, it's so patchy. Oh well, I'll do another couple coats off camera. Now let's tone down that yellow by going in with the 4th option. This is much better. And there's me being clumsy. Let's also paint the outside frame that same color. The smaller one is the Shadowbox insert that keeps a gap between the glass and the backing, whereas this is the real outer frame. I always love a good tape pull. Now let's go in with the red color and give this some circus stripes. And now more of those satisfying tape pulls. Wow, I did not intentionally make this look like the American flag, but it literally looks just like it. Oh well, I am American and our country is going to be 250 years old this year, so I'm not mad at it. We're jumping around again. While the frame's dry, let's see how those cardboard shelves are holding up. They're stiff and surprisingly sturdy. I'm happy with that. Let's give them a quick base coat, then check on our clay characters again. Take a look at this foil bed. It looks like it did the trick. It's hard to tell, but you can see that the swirls are swirling and not drooping. Same with this one right here. It's straight up still, not leaning like the last one. And of course the circus tent had no problems, but I made it a bit smaller this time around. Let's take that foil off and see what we're working with. Yes, I'm so happy. These are so cute and I can't wait to paint them. Priming them went much smoother this time around. The polymer clay is hard but slightly bendy, which is actually better because it's not super rigid and so they don't crack when too much pressure is applied. I think these third versions are going to be alright. Let's also get the first coat of paint on these shelves while the base color dries. We are finally to the best part. It's taken a while to get here, so I'm super excited to bring these guys to life. Of course, this first one is based off a circus tent, so he'll get some blue circus stripes. I'm seeing the vision already. I just love painting on these mini clay creations. Let me know if you all are into this or you like the coloring more. I have plans for more of both, but I always love hearing your thoughts. I mean, this whole video idea came from one of your comments, so let me know. Also, which one of these 3 are your favorite? Now that the circus family is complete, let's add those painted details onto their new home. I guess I'm really leaning into that American flag look and adding a bunch of stars, dots, to the blue section at the bottom here. Then let's glue on the border so we can finally add those shelves and really put the pieces of this little circus home together. While that dries, I switch gears. I want to add a cute little scalloped edge to the shelves so that they're cuter than just a plain old shelf. To do that, I measured the width of the shelf, folded it, then drew a simple scallop pattern all the way across. I then cut them out and give them a quick coat of paint. And the shelves have officially been cutified. While we're at it, let's also create some more accessories for the frame. Now that all of our accessories are complete, let's put it together. The circus friends have come to check out the new home, and I used them to help figure out the heights of the shelves, but you'll have to wait to the end to see how they like their new home. The shelves have dried, so we'll give it a quick coat of varnish to protect all the paint. Add the accessories, and the shadow box is done. I really enjoyed creating this home for my circus friends and adding to the family. So thank you again, Tarasina Blue, for your amazing idea. Bye, friends!